I'm the Incredible Hush. I'm like, hello.
And Rob Nother, how are you doing?
I'm good, David.
Well, this is an interesting podcast. This is kind of exciting because for the past few years, Daniel has always been. By the way, yeah, I'm trying to think I should introduce the podcast. Oh, you don't know about the buttons, of course. There's actually you can press. You see those buttons on the far right? Yeah, go on. Oh, maybe you have to. Jesus.
You're double jobbing now, are you?
No. I'm just thinking. Do they?
Oh,
yeah, they do.
So that's
All right.
Rob. Rob. Press one of those sound effects. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of, and that's why we're not together. No, you have to. It doesn't matter. On keyboards. In Daniel's position is Rob Nother, young up-and-coming comedian, and we're I'm very excited to have Ailish McCarthy, also a young up-and-coming comedian. Would we? Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
I've been doing it for 6 years, including the pandemic.
Right. Well, we don't include the pandemic.
All right, I've been doing it for 1 then.
Okay. Yeah, that was so. The reason. Ailish, I know Ailish from Ailish works with Sharon Mannion, who runs the Comedy Cellar, which I think is the longest running comedy club in Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a few days ago, by the way, sorry, I'd just like to apologise. There is drilling in the background because my next door neighbour is renovating his house. Okay,
yeah.
So he's pulling it, although you keep on saying that it sounds, you don't believe it, it sounds like an industrial strength vibrator.
Upstairs, I'm you do you. Maybe during the day, maybe at night. I don't keep
that is
shame here.
Properly,
it's industrial.
Can you imagine if you had something like that, Rob, with that strength?
But when you open your mouth, does it get louder? Does it get quieter?
Oh, mouth.
Yeah, is it that industrial that when you go, that the
how
vibrating gets?
How do you mean mouth? It wouldn't be in your mouth.
No, but your body acts as a speaker.
Oh, got you.
And then
would it resonate?
Exactly, would it resonate? And
that's a very interesting question.
I've obviously thought about this. Anybody else?
Have you ever been? Can we one time when I was younger in Denmark, I was with a woman. And I was so inexperienced and unenlightened or whatever, and she pulled out a vibrator and I didn't know what to be doing at all. And then there was a thing, there was like a vibrator, and then there was a thing, an attachment to it. But I thought that was supposed to go up the arse.
No, it's a clit tickler.
Clit tickler. Sorry. Can we talk about stuff like that?
Of course we can, yeah.
Clit tickler. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So she was laughing at me at that moment.
I think, a lot of the Europeans look at the Irish being like, oh, Catholic guilt, lights off missionary. That's how they see the Irish.
Everybody looks good, though, with the lights off. I would say that. At least lower the fucking lights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think it would make things a lot easier. I mean, I don't know how you feel about yourself naked, Rob.
I like it.
Do you?
I'm a fan of me naked.
I wish I had that confidence.
Okay, well, go on, sorry.
I don't have dimming lights in my room, though. I just have the big one, so when I bring girls over, I have to put t-shirts over the lights.
Some lucky ladies that have managed to walk into the purview of Rob Nother. So the reason we're here, Ailish, is because a few days ago I was being interviewed by a journalist called Ken Sweeney, and I was kind of a bit absent-minded. He was asking me these questions about, Dave, so what do you think about the Irish government recognising or not recognising comedy as an art form, and should they be getting funding and so on? And I was talking purely from my own experience, and I didn't realise at that moment. Well, I should have known.
You were given no context, which is.
Well, I didn't. Maybe I was given context, but the problem is, and people have written about it a lot in the comments. I'm so wrapped up in my own head. I find it hard to listen to other people. I suffer from. I'm not like narcissism is on a fucking scale. Ailish, let's get honest here, okay?
Yeah.
I edit this fucking podcast, and I will look back, and I will see someone like you, a guest, saying something really interesting and articulate.
And you go, cut it, I want to be the funny one in it.
Or cut it, you can clearly see, I'm not listening. I'm just thinking about what's in my own fucking head.
Yeah.
And then I interject with something a lot less interesting. And it is painful to watch. So anyway, then what a lot of the stuff I said was then in the front page. I don't know if people read The Sun. Have you ever picked up The Sun?
I've never read The
I
Sun.
remember when they used to have at page 3. Do they?
Page 3 women?
You didn't see. Stupid. But yeah, page 3. I don't know. Did they have it in the Irish Sun? But anyway.
Find out. Okay.
So
they moved on to talking to comedians about current affairs anyhow.
Oh, right. And then Ailish, you, for the past 4 years, have been lobbying the various political parties in the Irish government to recognise comedy as an art form and that, therefore, comedians should be eligible for grants. And so you contacted me the next day and you said, you stupid fucking cunt.
No. What happened was, 4 years ago, trying to get comedy recognised as an art form and funded by the Arts Council of Ireland. And after the election, the Committee of the Arts and Culture has now been set up and they're making momentum. I'm now talking to Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Previously it was just Sinn Féin, and now the three parties are agreeing on this. And David McSavage goes, I think I'm going to squat and pinch one out on this and just kind of put a ramp on the progress of this.
You mean I shit all over your progress?
It set me back a little bit.
Well, hopefully it hasn't, because it's just a little an article in the Sun. Nobody reads it.
Well, also you weren't given any context that you and I have obviously been talking over the last 4 years that this is a bill I've been lobbying and trying to get the Arts Council to fund comedy, stand-up improv, and sketch. And but when you were reached out from The Sun, they didn't say, do you remember Ailish? I don't think they didn't even reach out to me, so I don't think they've done their homework going, Ailish has been lobbying the government for the last 4 years.
If comedy isn't being looked at as an art form, then there's how is it not an art form? It's writing, isn't it? It's creating.
It's performing.
I mean, it's an art form like any other art. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
What I was saying was, if I'm starting off, I need to be hungry. I need to work at my, although I am uncomfortable with saying I'm an artist, I have to say. It's like, if Rob will know this, these people who call themselves directors or call themselves a cameraman or camerawoman, just because you have a camera in your fucking hand, it doesn't mean you're a cameraman. Just because you have a sleeveless North Face jacket with a baseball on your cap making a short film, that doesn't make you suddenly a director. I mean, you can call yourself a director or you're an artist. And then a lot of people, so... Is it not? It's not for me to call myself an artist, isn't it? For other people to recognise what I do and see. Sorry.
As an art form, and I think that's where you and Brian agree, because he's saying Brian Brennan is. So he made a piece about comedy should be a recognised art form, and this was what caused the Sun to reach out to you.
Yeah.
And go, do you agree? Yes, I think you and Brian Brennan both agree that comedy should be an art form.
Yes.
I think you both agree that it's really fucking hard to get up there, and comedy is subjective. You know, like we, for example, me and Rob have very different styles of comedy, and me and you have very different styles of comedy, but it's subjective. That's the whole thing. There is shite out there. There's also good stuff out there. And he's saying, like, it's one of the hardest things to do.
Well, that's not my argument. Like if some fucking poet can get a grant from Astana and fucking float around the place thinking that he is this unrecognised fucking left testicle of James Joyce, then definitely a comedian should be also recognised as an artist. But there's a lot of snobbery within art. I mean, those guys from those guys who get grants, those writers' grants, and they're absolutely shy. It's the same as these artists like NCAD, and they think they're great fucking artists, and they just the rest of society hasn't caught up, and eventually in the future we will. No, we do get what you're doing, and it's not very good, but that's not the point. I think the point is, if there is a pool of money available to fucking artists, then comedians should get it as well. I totally agree with that, but I disagree I'm talking too much.
No, you're not talking too much. And let me tell you,
Rob.
let me tell you what I've done, because we agree that the Arts Council should not be the litmus test for comedy.
Okay.
And I set up a meeting with Maureen Kennelly, who is the outgoing artistic director of the Arts Council,
Okay.
with her strategic team. I brought in Lisa Richards. I brought in Avery Talent. I reached out to Stacked, Jane... I forget Jane's surname. Neil
Delamores, yeah.
Wife. Yes.
Very attractive woman.
So the three of them I invited to the meeting going, if you want to know if this is comedy or not, because the Arts Council have put up their hands going, well, we actually don't know what stand-up is. They don't know the difference between Fleabag, Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Daniel Sloss doing a stand-up show. And I said, well, here are your consultants. Here are the people. Talk to Lisa Richards. Talk to talk to Avery, and talk to Stacked.
Why would they be talking to them?
They have 50 years of experience putting on commercial shows of comedians.
Okay.
And also, I'm also not saying I'm the police for comedy either.
No.
Yeah, so I'm saying bring in the consultants who know more about comedy than me and the Arts Council and ask them, is this worth funding? Is this value? Is this...
is this particular project?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I
Sorry,
agree with
Ailish.
you. And what I've done is I set up that meeting going, these are your consultants to save egg on face, because you guys don't know about comedy. I don't want anyone ringing me in the middle of the night going, how do I do this funny thing? I want to get away from it the second it's set up. I don't want to be the police. I'm not the police of what's funny. So I got the 3 comedy agencies in Ireland to meet the Arts Council going, lean on us for our expertise.
Yeah, well...
How do you feel about that?
Well, no, Lisa Richards, I hate them.
But how do you feel about the 3 comedy agencies in Ireland consulting with the Arts Council to say what's funny, to tell them?
So in other words, if the Arts Council have this pool of money, they could go to these people and say... what? Well, I would say but the only problem is, Lisa Richards would have skin in the game, isn't it? What do they call that?
Insider trading.
Well, it's a little bit insider trading, because then they represent comedians, and they might people who are not within Lisa Richards. Maybe they're not the ones to consult. That's it.
I think they're open to new fresh blood as well. They'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Who are Lisa Richards?
Yeah, didn't they take on new comics? I know Fiona Frawley was signed.
Oh no, sorry. I'm probably the worst person to be talking about this, because I've burnt so many fucking bridges, and I hate everyone, and they all hate me. And so what? Unbeknownst to most of you, Ireland's art scene is massively corrupt and prone to all the sins we are used to with government corruption. If I'm starting off as an artist or a performer, I need to learn my craft, and that's a very difficult thing. And certainly with comedy, the most important and the least expensive part is just writing and rewriting, or however you go about creating your stand-up. And to motivate, for me to stay motivated, I feel if I just got a chunk of money when I was starting out, it wouldn't be good for me. On the other hand, if there is money available, stand-up comedian are as valid completely as some old poet who's managed to wangle his way into the affection of somebody on the board of Astana who gets, I don't know, do they get a stipend of 12 grand? Did you know about it?
I know about them, yeah.
When you're applying for this money, if your views or your comedy doesn't align with the opinions or views of the people who are giving the money, but then again, so what? I don't know. Help me out here.
So let's say you and I were in the cellar, and Breda Hegarty is brand new to the scene.
Yeah.
She won the Bray Comedy Festival competition, and I remember you saying to her she was brilliant. She saw her set, and you said, "I'd love to mentor you." And wouldn't it be amazing if she applied for an agility award of 5 grand? And she goes, McSavage, yes, please mentor me, and I'm going to pay you for your time. That's how I envision this money being passed around. And then you invoice her for that €1,000.
Yeah, but when I hear me mentoring young female comedians, it's a dangerous area. I don't know. Sorry, so I'm sorry.
I'm trying to pick another comedian who.
No, don't have me. I'm going to have to cut that out. No. But sorry, I'm trying to do my best here. Okay.
Let's say there's a comedian who's just started and needs to learn how to write more punchy jokes, or needs to learn how to do crowd work, and they got a grant of 5 grand to learn and develop their art form. So they go to the likes of Carl Spain saying, can you teach me how to MC at a gig? and I'll pay you for your time, instead of Carl giving up his time for free.
What do you think of that, Rob?
Well, I think the way you learn is just by hopping in and doing it. I don't know what a conversation would really do.
Do you think someone would benefit from those one-to-one mentorships and get paid for it, like money going back into the comedy circuit?
So back into the mentors and probably.
You
You have a lot of conversations though with comedians as you're gigging around, so it kind of happens almost naturally, doesn't it?
That's how I envision the government grant happening and what it's going towards. Or even like the Red Line Book Festival did a comedy residency, and Sharon Mannion won it, and it just meant that she had a desk to write at. So imagine you're living at home, the kids are climbing the walls and you can't get any space. You're like, I can't think with this noise. They gave her a desk in one of their venues to use the space for writing and to have that silence, or just to be somewhere else and focus. She was also emceeing the gala. She was also giving classes to transition year students who wanted to get into comedy. And that's another benefit.
The first time when I did Edinburgh, I think it was 96, and I was so desperate. I mean, I got a fucking 1-star review. It was a load of shit, and I was so shocked, by the way, by you know when you're so like an X Factor contestant, you're so delusional, and you think that you're going to be accepted with open arms, and just in a matter of seconds, your whole world just collapses like a house of cards. Anyway, before that, I was a street performer. I was saving up to rent a venue in Edinburgh, get accommodation, but I wanted it so badly. So I think obviously it would have been wonderful if I had. I probably wouldn't have gotten any money because the show was so bad, but it would have been nice. I guess maybe if there's a situation, it depends on the comedian if they have a part-time job and they can't. And they have a kid or something like that.
Totally.
So it would be very helpful to that person if they're going to Edinburgh. It would help them pay off the fucking venue.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
This is exactly what we're
so
talking about.
they should be completely as eligible, 100%
as other performers.
As other performers.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. It's so what is the reluctance of whoever the people are in charge of that pool of money? Is it because they don't want to share it out? They want to keep it.
So I was.
Sorry.
I was talking to heads in UCD who do the MA in Arts and Culture Management, and I said, I just think like in 1955 when the Arts Act started, they just decided comedy's not an art form, and just like that's it, and left it. It wasn't challenged, and they were like, yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. They didn't have a comedian at the table back then because the longest running comedy club is 1985.
Yeah, and Lenny Bruce has only started.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a young art form.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's obviously grown so much. We have like headliners who have like a reputation around the world, but they keep leaving because we don't have the same funding models as the UK, for example.
Who keep leaving?
Let's say so.
Oh, does that? Oh, Jesus! Also, sorry.
Yeah. So Mike Rice is living over in the UK now. Vittoria Angeloni's living over in the UK, and they're both Irish acts that maybe had to move for more opportunities. Like Mike Rice was a finalist of the Sean Locke Comedy Award with BBC, and that was another like marketing platform for him to be one of the finalists, to be like, he's really good,
right?
So as well as these funny things, it's also like boosting their profiles as well, going, yeah, go see this person.
But isn't that desperation to succeed the thing that got him to where he is? Like if he had stayed in Ireland and got funding or whatever, well, he wouldn't. Okay, isn't it's just a bigger market over there?
And I think that should be over here. I think we should be having the same supports to comics over here because, like we've got far better comics in the UK. People, way better. Like we've got Art Lohannon, Tommy Tiernan, Joanne McNally. Like these are known. Like David McSavage.
Don't put me in the same category. As
these are known all
Tommy
around the world.
Tiernan.
But you know what I mean. Like, so why aren't the Irish being funded at home? It's a joke.
Are they being funded? Oh yeah, sorry. Is comedy recognised as an art form in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh well, then yeah.
In Scotland, in England, and then the Commonwealth, so New Zealand and Canada as well.
I'm just trying to think. I'm reading this thing on Reddit, and I'm not sure. Most ordinary people would believe that our art industry is run through a prism of the most worthy, talented, or hardworking, and done in favour of what is in demand for sale and profitable. It is not. Money is funneled to people called curators who run artists' organisations and art spaces, and they do not care about artists in their local communities or their survival. These curators are not being funded to create a for-profit business. This is irrelevant to them and their funding. It's not a case of picking artists who will sell art. It's being funded to basically bolster the careers and self-importance of these curators' experiences and CVs. It's a black hole of transparency and fairness of public funding for the whims of these middlemen in pursuit of bigger and better reputations. These people are given free rein to live out. Anyway, art panels who in some cases decide who gets opportunities that could benefit local artists pick people who they have personal and professional relationships with to the detriment of hardworking artists. There's absolutely no oversight of fairness. This begs the question of what is the point of working hard if you can... Okay, I don't know. I'm just going to edit that stuff.
I'm going to add to that.
Yeah.
Did you read Dan Colley's piece in... So his granddad was a TD.
George Colley.
Yes. And he wrote a piece in RTE recently after they're reviewing the Arts Council because of the failed IT project at the moment. And he said the Arts Council have kind of... His view in RTE was that the Arts Council lost sight of serving artists. And so they're leading from the front going, we know what art is, we're the experts. And I agree with him. I go, they've totally lost sight of that. They're like, yes, we know what art is. It's Oscar Wilde in the Gate Theatre and operating at I'm wondering, are they only funding theatre because can theatre make a profit on its own without this type of funding?
Oh, it can't.
Well, that's a question I don't have an answer to.
Well, it's such a good fucking point because it does my head in. You know, in the same way somebody is being, this is pretty heavy, but somebody's, let's say, being artificially kept alive on a life life support machine. A lot of those theatres, if you pull the plug, they would die.
They would fold, yeah. And I don't know if that's the case. Is theatre only being funded because they can't turn a profit and they need public funding?
By the way, if me, you, and Rob are recognised as an art form, does that mean we we don't pay tax up to 50 grand or something?
No, so there's a difference in the revenue criteria. I've gone into that as well. So if
tax exempt. Did we used to be tax exempt, Ailish?
You're only tax exempt if you produce literature. You're not tax exempt if you perform. So if you're Colin O'Regan and you've written a book, that everything towards that could... bastard,
he's just writing books to be tax exempt.
I'm just giving an example. No. But if you're performing on stage, but you're performing a script, that should be tax exempt. That's my view. But revenue don't see it that way because it's a performance. But if something is a piece of literature, let's say you write a book. Yeah. That could...
I write a book, and if I perform that book...
Don't perform that book. I feel like I'm giving them tax advice.
No, but in other words, if I have a book,
yeah,
but it's kind of my stand-up,
yeah,
and I publish it actually genuinely, and then so it's recognised as a novel or a book or whatever.
You can apply to revenue, make a case for an exemption of all.
But just from that thing. But if I go then on stage, then that's not tax exempt. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. And other things that I'm trying to do is like more comedy festivals should be funded. So there's the Minister in the department, there's the Oireachtas Committee, then there's the Arts Council, then there's the Irish Film Board, Irish Theatre Institute and Youth Theatre Ireland and all those funded, like all those institutions funded. Then you have all the theatres, but separate to that you have arts offices, which is funded by the department, regional arts offices. And because of all this exposure or like advocacy, they funded the Belly Laughs Festival in Wexford recently, and I think that's great. We should have more comedy festivals.
Okay, so it's starting to slowly trickle down.
Yes.
But I do agree with you, that does my head in. Like the Abbey Theatre, I don't know how much funding the Abbey Theatre gets, but...
I think I read last time 6 million. They get 6 million a year, but it's our national theatre.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Out of 140 million, I think
that's extraordinary, Rob.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And
6 million. So it's built into our DNA. We have to have a national theatre. I don't know how Abbey theatre positioned itself to become the National Theatre, or just did it call itself? Who decided to call itself that?
Wasn't it set up by William Butler Yeats?
Okay, yeah, but I think I've had some personal experiences with people in theatre, and they're very pretentious and very snobby, and they definitely look down on stand-up comedy. I remember I was doing a warm-up for the Late Late Show when Pat Kenny was hosting. And there was a 50-year tribute to the Abbey Theatre. Now, up until that point, I would stand in front of an audience and warm them up, and I mean, it was just harmless stuff. But this Abbey Theatre crowd, like literally when I'm saying, I walked on to the stage, and this is, I'm there, and this is how the Abbey Theatre people looked at me. They went like this. It was like, they were just so horrified.
They thought they were going to catch comedy off
They were going to catch comedy off me or whatever. And these people are not interesting. They are of no value. And then they're shite fucking anecdotes. When I remember, I've slipped on something before. And rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And, of course, actors, they're just line rememberers. They're not... they're not important people. Well, you could say comedians are, but we're in the same fucking boat. We should be in. How many
times can you do King Lear before? Like that's just flogging a dead horse.
Yeah, no, but like if the fucking Abbey Theatre are a protected species, we should be as well.
I agree.
Well, although I personally I'm corrupt, and don't give me money though, because I won't spend it correctly.
That was the last thing I was going to say about the Sun is neither you nor I are going to be applying for this funding.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. They said you're too close because you're kind of in the process of setting it up and engaging and advocating. And I was just like, I think they were saying that as a way for me to stop, to slow me down, going, oh, well, I won't get any funding. What? But I kept going. And I
would like tax exemption though.
I would also like that. I'd fucking love that.
I'm paying so much fucking VAT every 2 fucking months.
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
And you think
capitalism, man.
It goes into your bank account. You know what I mean? And so, like if I'm on tour, Rob.
You're on tour.
Rob, can you join in a little bit? Because you're very cool and young and just all a bit observational. Can you join? But no, it is, Rob, I'm just saying, when you get a chunk of money, let's say you get four, well, so you get like, let's say you get look, there's €2,000 in my bank account. And then, oh no, but it's actually only 1,400 or something. Rob, can you join in a bit and say something?
I'll hop in.
How old are you, Rob?
I'm 25.
Rob, you represent the young generation.
I do. Hello. I'm here speaking on behalf of Gen Z.
Oh, are you Gen Z?
Technically, yeah.
Well, what do you think, Rob? I mean, it's one of those things. Is it hard to articulate in terms of if there was a pot of money out there and you were going to Edinburgh, would you find it difficult to go through the maps and charts and all the hoops that you'd need to go through to get that funding, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Edinburgh this year.
Fair
fucks. Costing me a fucking arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Fringe started as a thing to let artists get into easy, It was like a Fringe fest on the outside of the International Arts Festival.
Right.
And then as time went on, it just got more and more expensive. So people are being pushed out from doing it. So if there was a grant for that, that'd be class. But I also know I'm a lazy bollocks. I probably wouldn't go filling in a form like.
But Rob, it's your fucking passion. You don't give it. I mean, you are going. Nothing. Wild horses wouldn't wouldn't hold you back, and you're going to figure out a way to work your bollocks off to get to that thing. But yeah, I know even the accommodation is probably horrible as well.
And then Oasis are going there as well at the same time, so it's just driving it up even further.
The whole form thing should be done away with because it's a scoring box ticking exercise, and then you have
the whole what, Ailish?
The application process for these bursaries is a scoring system. So out of 10, what did you score for this prerequisite so that we give you the funding? And there's people who are dyslexic, there's people who are neurodivergent, and they find they're allergic to all that. It should be far more inclusive.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, and I think with the box ticking thing, I think comedy gets held to a different standard than some of the other art forms. So there would be more kind of. Yeah. I think you were hitting on that point of will it only be what the the Arts Council finds funny.
Right.
Comedy's held to a different standard of other art forms.
And that's why I was like, get the experts in, not the Arts Council, get the other lads in.
But I think it would be scrutinised more than the other ones, and then it would turn into a thing that it might have to be a little more in line with the Arts Council.
Yeah, right. Well, even the word inclusive. I want to beat the shit. If there was a guy, hi, this is my friend inclusive. Let's go outside. I know you're probably going to beat the shit out of me, but I'd like to just get one punch in as well.
No worries.
No, not talking to you. I'm saying, imagine if there was a human being called inclusive. No, the only thing is, like, I've been excluded from everything. You know what I mean? But I know, I have white privilege, but I've done everything to destroy it. But I'm just saying, like, I wanted to play football, but I couldn't. I was shit, so I was never picked for the team. You know what I mean? But I found other ways, to shine, and in fact, not being included in that motivates you to work harder at whatever the other thing is. I think inclusivity, it just makes me.
It makes you nervous.
I don't know. It just annoys me. But then I'm over. No, okay. What do you? I just realised that I always look like such a cunt in these interviews. What do you think? Yeah.
Can I go back to the Sun piece about? Imagine me, I got funding and I was just like, hey, McSavage, could you mentor me? Here's €1,000. Oh, by the way, it came from an Arts Council grant. You would be like, get that away from you. Like put that in your pocket there. There you go. I don't think you would say no.
You're saying, would I?
Would you accept it? If Rob had got a grant.
No. No, I'd go, would you fuck off? I can't. Rob has to figure it out.
Because I'd say yes. I'd fucking say yes to a grant.
No, but Rob has to figure it out himself. No, but Rob has to figure it. But yeah, if somebody said, look, I can give you $1,000
to mentor me for your time, I'd say you fucking will. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for taking me seriously, and I'll help you out. And another thing as well, what you said on the Sun was all you need is a microphone. And I raised with you, I was like, well, were you in the Olympia putting people in seats and taking tickets and lighting stuff and engineering? No, you had a whole team and jobs behind you. So it's also when, let's say Rob gets a grant again, because I can't say it's me. Rob gets a grant again and he wants to put a show on in, let's say, Smock Alley. Sure, that costs. You had to pay rent in the Olympia, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
That costs money. Let's not go money. I don't want any of this. We want it.
Yeah, no, I want to make money, but I just want to make it.
We're not going to spend it on drink. We're going to spend it on rent of space.
But no, it is a fair question. If a comedian comes up to you and says, "Listen, I managed to get a grant from the government, and I really like your style of comedy. Could you mentor me for a few weeks?" Would I?
I want to get better at crowd work.
Would I take the money? I don't know. I've all my life I've been very against the idea that you can teach people comedy, because there's a lot of fucking idiots around who have, well, look, they have these comedy courses for people. And I mean, it's no harm, these people, they pay and they do these courses, but the people teaching them are shite mostly, and they haven't got a clue. But it's a different thing, you know what I mean? It's people who don't really see stand-up comedy as a career. They just want to do the course and, go up on stage and try it out.
Are you thinking of Ray Gunn in the Olympics, who had her doctorate in dance and then made a fool of herself on an international stage?
Yeah, am I thinking of that?
Ray Gunn doing breakdancing. Do you remember? She had a doctorate in modern dance. And she trained with ballroom, and then she made an absolutely holy show of herself.
Oh, that's such a good example. Yeah. So the theoretical side of things, it's within the
can only go so far.
Yeah, and you have to, like Rob was saying, you just have to get up there and gig and gig and gig and gig and gig.
Well, wouldn't it be good if Rob could come back to you and go, I tried this, I thought about this, David, and he had you, and you were getting paid for that time.
Rob is just
like, get that government money away from me.
Well, I don't know.
I take it.
No, yeah, I don't know. I just think Rob, I see him. He's got that hungry fucking look in his eye, and he's definitely going to get to where he needs to go if he stays with it. Yeah. Opportunities to artists are being given to those who have licked enough holes. I should put this in it. Opportunities to artists are being given to those who have licked enough holes, as opposed to those who are hardworking and passionate. It's all government funded to strengthen the arts. but it absolutely doesn't benefit most artists, and there is no transparency in any decision making that involves the use of public funds. I might be cutting this stuff out, by the way. I don't know if you agree with that or if it helps your cause. If it doesn't, it's out.
It helps my cause because I've been fuming at the Arts Council. Like, I got so cross with they just keep moving the goalposts every time I'm trying to talk to them. So the first thing, are you ready to get angry with me?
Yes, I fucking am.
Amazing.
And I'm glad, finally.
Finally, yeah.
Because I do see anger in your eyes, Ailish, but
it's hidden behind a smile. No, I have...
Because you're married to Duck. No, you're not married.
Off.
Sorry.
Well, it's in the post.
Okay.
I've been so pissed off with the Arts Council moving the goalposts. So they had on their website going, we appreciate comedy as an art form, but we just don't fund it. And I was like, that's not appreciating comedy as an art form at all. Like, what the hell is this? Why would you even write that on your website? I went through every single bursary guideline and I pointed out to them, we're not in any ineligibility criteria or exclusion criteria. So this is just in your head. So actually, we can apply. And then within 2 weeks, they had stand-up comedy in every exclusion criteria because I raised that with them. How pissed off would you be?
In every exclusion criteria? Yeah. Okay.
How pissed off would you be? Once I pointed it out to them. Another thing was they have a customer charter every government body needs one where they get back to you in 20 days. And I raised that with them. They renewed their customer charter and they took out how quickly they get back to the public.
Yeah.
They just redacted the bit that I used as a tool for them to get back and respond to my correspondence. And they took it out. And I go, what's the story with that? Like, your timing's really bad. I only raised this with you a month ago. And they go, we're not looking at that anymore.
Yeah.
Another thing that pissed me off as well was I was talking to members of their board going, I've been banging this drum for the last 3 years. Have you heard about any of this? They said, no, but I'll raise it at our next board meeting. I went to go look at the minutes and it's in their website. They've updated it now and taken it off. They've changed it. But you can go back to at a point in time on the website and see what it was. Anyways, all the minutes were, in the interest of transparency, we publish our minutes of our council meetings. The whole fucking thing's redacted. And I go, in the interest of transparency, my eye. So I said to the head of communications, was comedy ever brought up? I've been talking to the artistic director, the strategic team, head of theatre, head of your EDI, which are doing a great job, by the way, equality, diversity, inclusivity. They're doing a great job trying to allow people to talk more and have more of an input. I know you're like, inclusivity, I don't
know. No,
like it.
Sorry.
So they said, it's never been brought up. And I said, well, here's an email from one of your board members saying they brought it up on the 24th of November. So why is that not in your minutes? I'm pissed off again.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to meet them. So they had a thing where they were saying, we're sorry for letting down black artists. We did a review of anyone who gets a grant and not a lot of black artists succeed. So we want to do better. We're going to meet with a cohort. I think Durham Media are doing great work there. And we want to encourage more black artists to be at mentorship levels, at associate levels, to kind of bring in these new artists and their views and make it more exciting. And then they also were talking to, they had a mess up with a bursary award where they told 40 people, you got 25 grand. And they go, oh, sorry, admin error. And they met with this group going, we're sorry, how can we do better? I used two of these examples and I said, you never met with me. You've only been responding to my emails. Can we meet up? They didn't respond. And then I wrote back in a week later, is this thing on?
Right.
Is this thing on?
You mean as in, like microphone, is this thing, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah. And they were like, yes, we'll meet you. And that's when I got Avery Talent in. That's when I got Lisa Richards in. I reached out to Jane and Stacked to be at that meeting as well, going, these are the experts. They wanted to put it in MDA and have comedy with something else. They don't want to have comedy on its own. They want comedy with like aerial hoops and ribbons or right? Boo. So
fucking prop comics.
Richard from Lisa Richards says, that's like, just have comedy on its own. Comedy is theatre, it's writing. That's what I think comedy is. But they don't know. And I said, well, then talk to these people so that you save egg on face as you're doing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have fucking agents deciding who gets money and who doesn't get money, right? I mean, sorry, like Lisa Richards.
Who would you have in?
To decide the worthiness of
applicants, yeah,
of applicants. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Well, you know, that brings us to the point that actually giving money away in the right way, in an honest way, in a transparent way, that actually benefits and sustains and will push whoever the money's get. It's a very difficult fucking thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the thing about comedy festivals was great.
Yeah.
More opportunities like that for comics to get up in front of bigger audiences would be good.
And not like comedy's not just Dublin. Dublin's not just the comedy circuit. Like I was delighted to hear there was a festival in Wexford, you know, and then Fred Cook started doing a comedy night in Kerry. All these clubs started popping up around the place.
By the way, it's so bad that no Irish artist would publicly give this type of criticism or be associated with it because we are terrified of the ramifications on our careers. I don't know. So I think people are frustrated with the Arts Council, but you know, maybe they're in a situation where they're desperate to try. I mean, to me personally, it's a kind of a weak position to be in, to be trying to fill out forms to get money from, you know, from the Arts Council. Personally, you know, I wouldn't be you know, a big fan of the Arts Council, but okay, but if there is money there, stand-up comedians should definitely be eligible for it.
I agree.
That's the fucking bottom line. But yeah, and then so how do you figure out who's worthy and who's not worthy? And that's the other problem. I think people kind of, you always hear this throughout the years, that there are people who are very good at presenting themselves to get that funding because they know exactly how to fill out that form. And then somebody like Rob, little Rob with his little fucking mullet and his cute head is probably more worthy, you know, but he'd never fucking ask for it because the boy's got integrity. He'll do you proud.
Integrity and laziness.
Integrity and laziness, the beautiful combination.
And that's what we were saying. It should be all changed. It should be completely changed and like more inclusive. And then you're like, more inclusive, I hate that name. But like, you know what I mean? So that people who are neurodivergent or dyslexic or the likes of like, I don't know how to do forms. No,
but maybe Rob doesn't. Yeah, I know. Okay, inclusive. I do have a problem with inclusive.
Involved.
But Rob doesn't ultimately he won't need that money because he's going to figure out a way to get to the top himself, and those people who are going to the Arts Council, you know, they're never going to get anywhere. Fuck them.
Would you like the Arts Council to give you a desk space and an office to write?
Doesn't need it.
I don't think I could sit at a desk now.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't go in, clock in, and start doing stand-up stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to be distracted or what.
But you see, you're trying to seduce my little Rob.
Trying to seduce him with money?
You are. You're trying to seduce Rob with money. He's a wild guy out there with his mullet, you know, just writing on bits of paper. And you're trying to wind him in. Come on, Rob, sit by the desk. Don't go on the desk, Rob. Look, here's some money, Rob. Money.
Put that in your pocket there now.
What? Stick it in my underwear.
Yeah. There you go. Put that in your pocket there now. Government funded money now to fund theatre for your new feature length show that you're going to tour to Edinburgh. And you go, no, I have integrity. Yeah. I don't want.
I don't think I have integrity, but
go on.
I would take it for something like an Edinburgh show, or like running a show, but
to fix the cost,
but
run a club,
But it's not going to help you write better.
No,
you know, it's not going to help you be funnier. I mean, I would even say anything that you would need to learn by being mentored, you can figure out yourself. I mean, if you're curious enough and you're desperate enough to figure out the form.
Yeah. I just like getting paid, lads.
No, I do. No, I do. But we're talking. I'm not saying that comedy is not an art form. It is.
Yeah. And it's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, if writing is an art form or dancing is an art form, then comedy is an art form. It's a form of expression, and when it's done brilliantly, like anything, it really it's so refreshing, and it restores your faith in humanity. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some shows that it's just some comedy shows that when you see it, it's just like magic or something. It's really special.
Yeah, like everyone has that show that they remember from years ago. Yeah, going, that's why I want to get into it. That's who I start watching. Yeah.
I would have seen Phil Kay in his prime, and he was quite magical. Or Dylan Moran. I remember seeing Tommy Tiernan in '96 or '97 when he won the Perrier. And that was not that.
What are your views on the Perrier? What are your views on an award that gives you money and a platform? What's your views on the Perrier?
Well, that's not a grant, is it?
You get money for the pair.
Yeah, but it's not it's not like, I mean, yeah, but it's eligible to one person. What?
Is it? Yeah, it's award every year in the festival, and I think we should have more stuff like that here.
Okay, yeah, right. Oh, that would be a good way of doling out money. I mean, that's what I mean, to give money in a way that you have to work your bollocks off. Right, there you go.
Oh my God, now we
finally
are talking.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Is that what you've been trying to say all the time?
Yes. On merit, McSavage, not just giving money.
Maybe
on merit.
Inclusivity sounds like it's not on merit.
It needs to be on merit, because otherwise the bar is going to be so low and it's just tripe. We need to support.
Well, it sounds like you're the one who should be fucking running the thing. Doesn't it, Rob? Why don't you want to be? It doesn't make any sense that you don't want to be. If you've been obsessed with it for 4 fucking years, and we're doing this podcast because you scared me with your weird little text.
I also scared you on a phone call. And, I'm not the police of funny.
It's not.
I'm not, and I'll turn into that person if I'm in a position of power over this. I am not the police of funny.
Yeah, but the fact that you don't want to do it means you probably should do it. Do you know what I'm saying? The people that want to do it is like you wouldn't want them to be near the fucking
But I've been
thing.
doing this 4 years and I haven't been getting paid, and I go, but this is the right thing to do. I'm unemployed now, and I'm still like, I'm still not going to apply for this. But
you are the person that should be doing it. I would say, definitely. I don't know what you think, Rob.
Or you follow all my posts that I put up on the Irish Comedy Forum. I've never applied for any of that, but I've told everybody do it. And when I see someone get it, I go, God, I hope that someone saw that this is open for applications for those interested. And,
so Arts Council or whoever how do people kind of lobby the art? Like, how can people help, if anybody can help?
I would like people to write to the Minister of Arts and Culture and say, pass this bloody bill that says the comedy is an art form.
Oh, there's a bill. When's the bill being passed?
So Angus O'Snoddy reached out to me before the election. He's Sinn Féin, and he had a manifesto saying, yes, comedy is an art form. And he made a bill, and it's so simple. It literally is just add comedy as an art form, so that the Arts Council are instructed by the government, you have to fund it, because they're picking their own strategy, even though the department assigns their board, the department pays their board, pays them, and they go, no, comedy's not an art form, but the department does. Anyways, Angus comes in and says comedy's going to be an art form from now on. It passed the first stage of the Dáil immediately. Both sides, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Sinn Féin, all agreed on this. He was re-elected, and after the election he resubmitted it at second stage, which is worth its gold in weight when someone sticks to their word. And at the moment they're reviewing the Arts Council because of the failed IT project, and going, okay, let's look at the systems, let's look at the the governance and all that. There's like a Niamh Brennan report going around, and at the end of that, I just want everyone to have a fucking crack of the whip, and you win it on merit. I've never contested the quality assessment at all. I just said let us in.
Well, brilliant to hear that Angus O'Snoddy. Yeah, well done for him.
And Brian Brennan, who's also saying yes, because Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are in power.
Yeah.
And fair play to Angus going, you need to get Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael back in this as well.
So look, it is an art form, it's clear.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, Arts Council, let's have an even distribution of that wealth. If you do figure out that the money should also go to comedians, Ailish McCarthy needs to run it.
I don't want to run it though.
You have to run it. You have to fucking run it, because the fact that you don't want to run it, number one, is good, because that's a good sign, which means you're not corrupt. You're not doing it for the wrong reasons.
But I want to write a show, David.
Yeah, but one doesn't exclude the other. You can do that in the daytime and write your shitty little show.
I'm actually going to write a show about this and call it Me, Myself in Ireland, or Erin Broke Bitch.
Okay,
those are the two.
No, but you know what I mean. So that's it.
Well, we were talking about all the things you can apply for that I'm putting on Irish Comedy Forum at the moment. They're all reaching out to me going, can you read this application before I submit it, thinking I have anything to do with the judging? And I go, I've nothing to do with this, and I don't know as much as you do. Please don't reach out to me about this. I'm not judging, and I'm not going to be picking the winners.
Reluctant hero Ailish McCarthy. Rob Nother, what have you got coming up, young man? It's been brilliant. Go on, sorry, Rob.
What do you mean, what do I have coming up?
I don't know. You know the way they do these
shows. I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe this year with my friend Dan Stevens.
What's your show called?
It's called Mullets with Attitude.
Fucking perfect.
It's like NWA, but with mullets instead.
Where's the venue?
The Caves.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just the tonic.
Okay. Is that near? Is it very expensive?
Very expensive.
But I mean, at least you're guaranteed a fucking audience, and then you're hoping to get reviewed and all that sort of stuff. I mean, what do you want from this? Do you want to get do you have an agent?
No, I don't have an agent.
Do you want one, or do you want to just keep on knocking away for a while and get solid in your?
Well, I mean, if an agent wants to take me, I'm not going to
say no.
I'm not going to not have a conversation.
Yeah.
Do you want public money as well?
No, what you stop? leave the boy alone.
Sorry.
Fucking communist bitch.
Yeah.
No, I just want to be able to fucking do a tour at some point.
Yeah.
Run around the UK and Ireland and do gigs.
Likewise, yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy?
4 years.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like comedy, it's a proper long thing to commit to.
And like with all this thing with the Arts Act, thank you for the free PR, everybody. Nobody knew.
What's that?
Nobody knew who the hell I was before I started banging this drum and making a case for comedy.
No, but look,
I'm an unknown.
Yeah, but
David.
no, but well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You seem like a very fucking nice, kind person who gives a shit and who cares and who's obviously seen an indiscrepancy. Is that the right discrepancy? Indiscrepancy.
I'm trying to right or wrong.
Yeah, and that's fucking brilliant. God damn it.
I mean, if fucking poets and all are being included in it, we should definitely be too. But there is a whole thing, like, it is seen as it's on a different level to any other art form.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I started doing open mics where you'd be following a poet who was talking about their dead sister.
Yeah.
And everyone would be clicking their fingers saying, this is great. And then you go up and you do a joke about his dead sister, and everyone looks like you're a bit dickhead.
But also, a lot of comedians go into acting, no problem, they can do it and they're great actors. And then you see a lot of actors trying to do stand-up and they're not very good at it and they can't do it because it takes a long time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Tommy Tiernan's in the Abbey at the moment doing a full run. You're right.
What's he doing?
Is it called The Weir?
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's Brendan Gleeson. Tommy Tiernan's doing a full run of a show in the Abbey. But that's an example backing up a comedian then going into acting.
Yeah. I wish him well. His personal, the fact that he's acting in a play, I feel like it's a personal attack on me somehow. He just
woke up and said, I'm going to choose violence against David McSally.
No.
I don't want to pay
No,
my
what
bills.
I'm saying is, Ailish, anybody's success is like a personal attack. When you hear good news, it's just like, it's pathetic. Anyway, that's why. Okay.
Will I tell you what I've coming up as well?
Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah.
I'm doing the Paddy Power Comedy Festival next week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hosting at the Crack Den, and then I'm also doing the Comedy Cellar in Whelan's.
I am not performing at the Paddy Power Comedy Festival because I've fallen out with the organisers.
Okay.
Is it okay to talk about that? And I'm glad I have. Because I found, them a bit boring, and I find that people who are desperate to go on that festival, are, going, but actually, it's just a little fucking field with a couple of tents, and get over yourself, and it's not well paid. But no, well done for getting the gig.
Well, I'm in the middle of, the show Me, Myself in Ireland, but I also love, I'm not going to apply for any of these bursaries, but I'll write a show and I'll take your money in that respect. I'll do that.
What do you mean by that?
So, trying to be all
take my money. Take whose money?
I'll take the public's money when they want to come see my show when I talk about this, but I won't. I want to apply for arts grant funding. I'll find another way to milk this cow.
So could you write the show?
I am writing the show.
Could you write it? Yeah, no, you have written the show, but could you have just keep it on paper for now? Get the money for it being literature, and then once you blow all that, go fucking tour it.
I haven't even thought of that.
Brilliant idea.
Oh,
no problem.
Does anybody know anyone in revenue that I can get that pass?
There's a girl, Ailish McCarthy. About this shit.
Hey, listen, thank you so much, Ailish, and thank you so much, Rob. Can you play music, like outro music?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yeah. So that was great. Rob Nother, check him out in Edinburgh. He's the future of stand-up comedy. Ailish McCarthy is also the future of stand-up comedy and Arts Council funding. Thank you for setting me straight.
Thank you.
I think there'll be a lot of editing in this one, but I'll edit myself out. See you next week, folks. Thank you, everyone.